Not surprisingly, many more people are vacationing and purchasing property here in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. And this video is all about whether or not the town maintains the small beach community family oriented feel that people have grown to love over the decades. Stay tuned to the end for my answer. But first, a little backstory. What's not to like about Emerald Isle, North Carolina? It's the Holy of Holies. It has some of the most beautiful beaches along the North Carolina Outer Banks. It is the Crystal Coast. It has some of the clearest water, too. And right now, there is an incredible appreciation for real estate. And despite the increasing prices, sales have increased dramatically in the last couple of years. It was a feeding frenzy during and right after the COVID-19 pandemic, and when prices went through the roof. Thankfully, those days are over, as this chart shows. Look at the days on market average in Emerald Isle, and it now exceeds 100 days when it was rarely exceeding 100 minutes a few years ago. Yet the upward price trend remains strong. I was involved in multiple offer situations back then when bids exceeded the list price by tens of thousands of dollars because there was so little or no new construction or inventory. Now, as the chart indicates, homes are selling for a tad less than list price, and that is a tad. Yet home purchases continue to make sense here. It is common for homes in Emerald Isle to rent for $4,000 and up for a week during June, July, and August. You can pick up to $50,000 in gross rental income, which can help offset the mortgage payment on a $1 million home. Even land sales are off the charts. I did a deal where a sound front lot was listed for $600,000 and it sold for $750,000. Let's look at the dynamics operating in Emerald Isle, North Carolina, and let's discover whether or not it can become another Myrtle Beach. While the town has a large footprint, occupying the western half of Bogue Banks of Barrier Island off the southeast coast of North Carolina, it is a small town, roughly 13 miles long and less than a mile wide at its widest. And although the town is only 67 years old, it is fairly built out, having fewer than 900 undeveloped lots. And the town estimates that in the next 40 years, the town does expect a total build out. Second, while the town does have 3 condominium complexes that were built in the early 1990s, late 1980s, no more will be built since the town passed a 40-foot height limit on new construction about a decade ago. Compare this number of 3 to the over 200 condominium complexes in Myrtle Beach. Third, another dynamic that caps large-scale construction in Emerald Isle is sewer systems, or the lack thereof. Sewer systems are the infrastructure that conveys sewage and surface runoff using sewers. This sewage ends at the entry to a sewage treatment plant. Emerald Isle will never have a citywide sewers. Never is a strong word, I know, but they'll never have citywide sewers because the sewage treatment plant would have to be on the mainland. All raw sewage and surface runoff like stormwater, meltwater, and rainwater will have to be pumped under Bogue Sound. And the environmental issues that arise make that option untenable. Instead, what every building in Emerald Isle has is an individual septic system, an on site wastewater treatment system that collects wastewater from your home, retains the solid materials, and returns the treated effluent to your property's soil. Fourth, Emerald Isle's business district is very small, roughly 5% of the land in the town. The founders wanted to maintain a family friendly atmosphere, but they forgot that some families didn't want to have to bring all their food and cleaning supplies with them. Consequently, there are limited opportunities for new commercial development. A few vacant parcels zoned commercial exist on back roads called Reed and Crew, but these are not desirable. This limits food options. Right now, the town has two breakfast choices. One of them is my Flip Flops Donuts and Bagel Shop, pictured here. The town has several restaurants catering to the lunch crowd and 3 upscale restaurants for dinner. We have 2 uh, shopping centers, food stores, if you will, in Publix and Food Lion, and we have 5 or 6 pizza places at last count. And while on the topic of eating, the town will never get franchised food restaurants like McDonald's, Starbucks, or Chick-fil-A. One reason for the dearth of restaurants is, wait for it, the reliance on septic systems. There is, however, a slight chance that the town may create a small-scale, in-town sewage treatment facility for the commercial district, about the time when pigs fly. So, after 67 years, how is the town of Emerald Isle doing with regards to managing its massive growth? Is it still a family friendly destination for vacationers and residents? Or is it turning into a northern version of dirty Myrtle? I'm here to tell you yes to family friendly destination, and no, decidedly no, to dirty Myrtle. But you don't have to take my word. We can look at what the surveys say. Now, back in 1957, the founders of this town promoted 3 features to potential residents. And those 3 features were beautiful beaches, a family friendly atmosphere, and a residential community. Looking at the surveys, these remain the 3 most valuable reasons that homeowners and homeowner wannabes are looking for in 2024 in Emerald Isle. And we've got them. And if you are a vacationer, surveys say that you are looking for beautiful beaches, a family friendly atmosphere, and an ease of access. Emerald Isle, as the surveys point out, has that in spades. So come on down. And when that new Interstate 42 is complete in the next 5 years, the commute from the Raleigh-Durham area will be a fair bit shorter. If you've learned something, do me a favor and hit the like button. It always helps with YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, it's free. And ring the bell for my next video on living on Bogue Banks and the Crystal Coast. Check out my book, Live Where You Vacation, available on Amazon and Kindle. And be safe and have fun. I'll see you next week, and thank you so much for watching.